I wanted to take a second to talk about these muzzle devices because I see a lot of people who have misconceptions about how they work, or they don't fully understand how they work, and they, seem to have trouble with it. So I figured I'd go over this. It's called the dual taper because the muzzle device has two tapered surfaces, one on the front, one on the back. The main one is here. The second taper is on the rear of the muzzle device, here. The purpose of the rear taper is to prevent the can from unthreading during shooting. I'll show you how that works here in a minute. The front taper on the muzzle device engages with a matching taper on the inside of the mount, here. As you thread the suppressor onto the muzzle device, those two tapered surfaces get wedged together. That's what holds the suppressor on. As you twist the lock ring, these little surfaces move into place behind the rear taper and block the mount from unthreading. You can see as you twist the lock ring, it has a cammed surface on the inside that pushes these armatures inwards. The lock ring only rotates a little bit more than a quarter turn. It's smooth, there are no clicks, nothing to tell you that it's fully locked. It just stops turning. The lock ring and rear taper are really just kind of a backup system to prevent the can from fully unthreading by itself in the unlikely event that the front taper gets broken loose. So as I thread this can on, eventually it'll get to the point where it stops. That's when the tapers are starting to wedge together. And you can see that if I just give it a little bit of a tighten, it'll stick. Now when I go to fully tighten it, if I just give it a little bit of a hand tight, it'll stay on there pretty good. The fact that it takes more effort to loosen the can than it does to tighten it means that that front taper is doing its job, keeping the can on. And now we can engage the lock ring, just for that little bit of extra security in case the front taper gets broken loose. I see a lot of people online recommending the use of a strap wrench on the lock ring. You should never have to do that. If your lock ring is sticking, then it needs to be lubricated so that it can slide smoothly. I'll go over that in my next video. As always, I hope you found this useful, and thank you for watching.